This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Brandon Graham. He said he will give it one more year if necessary. Also, we got to talk about CJ Garner Johnson, his fatal problem, but I think it's overblown. And lastly, we're going to talk about the best linebacker duo. I can't believe I'm saying this. We got the best linebacker duo, I believe, in the NFL. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. So before we hop straight into it, I got to go over the injury report. And these are the players that did not practice. So AJ Brown still out. Lane Johnson, concussion. But Lane Johnson was spotted at practice. He just didn't have a helmet. So let you know he's probably far along in his concussion protocol. Devontae Smith out, did not practice. Milton Williams is a new name on here. Groin injury. Hopefully he's good. He's limited though. He practiced but was very limited. Hopefully he's good because I seen some tape. It's not being talked about a lot, but the way Milton Williams was setting the edge, he did a really good job. A really good job setting the edge. Landon Dickerson wrist, he was a full participant. Makai Becton, full participant, and Darius Slay was a full participant. So that's your injury report. And let's hop straight into the topics, man. Let's talk about CJ Garner Johnson, man. CJ Garner Johnson, we do this all the time. I don't know why us fans do this or critics or the analytical guys. Remember a couple years ago how it was this big thing like the Eagles probably should have drafted Micah Parsons over Devontae Smith. We always had these weird takes, right? So now the weird take that's out there right now, maybe the Eagles shouldn't have signed CJ Garner Johnson. Like, what? Are you crazy? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. So then the numbers and the missing tackles and this and that, how he's getting beat, which with the numbers, you can't argue, you can't lie with the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. So according to Jake Rabati, CJ Garner Johnson allowed 5 receptions on 8 targets, 145 yards allowed, 3 touchdowns allowed, passing rate of 145.8, and an EPA of 10.9. Numbers are horrendous, which him and CJ Garner Johnson, he said, got into an argument in the DMs, and then CJ Garner Johnson blocked him because CJ Garner Johnson was trying to prove a point that most of the numbers were like just off. But forget the numbers, man. Forget the numbers. Trust me, I love numbers, but what numbers can't factor in is energy. You can't put a number to energy. Like, for example, last year, our defense damn near had the same guys, but he's lighting the spark to these guys. Like, for example, I can't put a statistic on him when he set the tone when he hit Alvin Kamara out of bounds. I can't put a statistic to that. That's just the tone setter. When you hit somebody, go crazy. I can't put a statistic to that. When he, did that to that wide receiver in Atlanta, pulling his mouth guard, then the Atlanta dude, he got into his head, then he punched CJ Garner Johnson. I can't put a number to that, but those are things that CJ Garner Johnson do. And when CJ Garner Johnson on the field, it helps Reed Blankenship play better. We seen when Reed Blankenship was the lead guy, and everybody was saying like, "Yo, he might not even be that good." But when CJ Garner Johnson's the main focal guy, and Reed Blankenship could play like how he want, it elevates Reed Blankenship. CJ Garner Johnson attitude elevates the defense and make them want to play harder. Like we had Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and all these guys. But it's something about when CJ Garner Johnson, his energy came right back into that locker room. I'm telling you, it sparked something. Like you even got Slay talking his talk. Go listen to his podcast. Who you think is adding that type of energy into the locker room? That can't be taught. I can't put numbers to that. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. There's no numbers I can put to that. But y'all can't tell me the swagger and the energy of this defense is way different than last year. Way different. It felt dark. It felt gloomy last year. But this year, totally different. Totally different. So, I mean, I think these are some bad takes, in my opinion. Again, can't really argue the numbers. And even CJ Gardner Johnson said, like, yo, I'm going to clean that up. Because he responded to what Deshaun Jackson and what LaShawn McCoy said on their podcast, and let me play the clip.
A lot of people been critiquing him on like open field. I mean, like obviously he's a dog. I feel like he's a baller. He's coming downhill. He stopped the dude last week on like 4th and 2. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a few tackles he's missing and like in coverage and stuff that people kind of like being a little hard on him, talking about he's talking too much and he ain't really showing up as much. What you feel about that?
Bull crap. We need CJ.
Yeah.
Yo, when he left, I was so mad, right? And then when he came back, I was so happy just because he is what a Philadelphia Eagle player is on defense. He's that. We haven't had nobody like him since Brian Dawkins with that dog and that attitude. He is the heartbeat of the defense, dog. I watched the game before that, short yardage joint against Atlanta. He stopped them, right? Mm-hmm. Then this game, he had a big major stop. Nobody's 100%. You're not gonna make every tackle and make every coverage. I don't make every block. I don't make every guy miss. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna win the majority of my time. I just think this though. Without CJ, our defense will be way different. He hold them boys accountable, and they play with that dog, and we need him. I don't care how much he talk. He need to keep talking.
Yeah. No.
What you think?
I mean, honestly,
like that.
I like him, and got a good relationship with him. I feel like we've missed what he had on defense, what he brought to the game. I feel like, especially being in the back end of our defense, I feel like we need that mentality where we got a dog and we got somebody regard. And let's just be real. No one's perfect. In the game of football, no one's perfect. So it's going to be times, especially playing defense, he might get scored on. He might miss a tackle. He's human. But at the end of the day, would I say he's the best thing that happens to our defense this year? I think so.
Hey, wait.
I think that's fair to say.
What about you see he tweeted us back? Yeah. We was talking about situation.
About what he said about Travis Hunter. Who? You talking about Travis Hunter?
No. Yeah. But we said something about we was talking about because remember I said I didn't really rock with him like that at first.
Okay, when he got his chain snatched.
Yeah, and he was saying how he said I seen that boy in the streets though.
Oh yeah.
Kind of funny though a little bit.
Yeah, he said when he seen him in the streets, that boy ain't do nothing. He said I had to protect that bag. He said I'm still getting that bag. Where that boy at? That boy at home somewhere.
Nah, he right though.
Shout out my boy CJ, man. He's the real one, man. That's my bro. Hey,
like that. Like I agree with Deshaun Jackson and LaShawn McCoy. That energy. It's like Brian Dawkins-esque energy. I'm not calling him Brian Dawkins, but the energy. I'm just saying. And you see it with your eyes. You definitely see it. So the CJ Gardner Johnson slander, we got to cut it, man. We got to cut it. Trust me, I believe he's going to get better. One of the things we loved about CJ Gardner Johnson was his cover skills. We 3 games in. We got to chill. You got to chill. So let's get into the next subject. Let's talk about Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham is looking to give it one more year. He was on WIP and basically said, if I had to give it one more year, he will. He will stay in shape. And his numbers, man, I mean, Brandon Graham leads all Eagles pass rushers and pressure rate. But week 3, he had 2 stops, 2 tackles, 2 pressures. We're talking about a guy that's 36. A guy that's 36 doing this. I think he could give it one more year. Hell, maybe even 2. Maybe even 2. Because he is aging like wine. He's getting better and better the older he gets. So I won't mind it. And actually, let's let Baldy break down Brandon Graham tape.
Eagles needed the biggest play of the game. BG was there. We've seen this before. We've seen it in Super Bowls. We've seen it over 15 years. When they needed a play, BG delivers. Like the Saints have 55 seconds to go down the field and potentially score a field goal to tie or a touchdown to win. And BG splits it and he hits Derek Carr along with Josh Sweat right there. Like, that ball did not go where Derek Carr wanted it to go because of BG. Right? The weight and arms of Reed Blankenship. BG made that happen. Like he's been making it happen so often in the past. You put Jalen Carter and BG in the middle right here and let them go after the quarterback when you need it. Here they come. He splits both the center and the left guard, and he puts that hit right to Derek Carr. Like, nobody's going to complete a good pass getting smashed like that. Brandon Graham, responsible for that interception by...
It's like, how? We talking about a guy that blown his Achilles, like 3 years ago or so. And look, he's playing at a high level. High level. Shout out to Brandon Graham, man. Hopefully he can give it one more year because some of these pass rushers, I don't know. Nolan Smith, he's been really good in the run game. Bryce Huff, he is developing, but we saw never mind. I'm just not gonna get into Bryce Huff. Uh Josh Sweat, low key been getting pressure. Nobody's talking about it, but he's been getting pressure. I think he's like top 5 in pressure rate in the league right now. But he's not getting the sacks. The sacks are going to come, especially against a guy like Baker Mayfield. But Josh Sweat is doing this thing. But Brandon Graham, man, he's been the best. He's been the best for sure. So if you could give it one more year, hell, give it one more year. Give it one more year. And let's get into the last topic. I believe Eagles had the best linebacker duo. I do. And according to, I heard this on the Ringer and I seen somebody post it too about Zach Baun and Nakobe Dean. So on the Ringer Philly Special podcast, so Zach Baun leads all defenders at NFL week 3 and stop tackles. That leads to negative EPA for the offense with 8 tackles. The next name is Nakobe Dean with 7. I'm telling you, I think these two are the best duo. Now, if you told me 3 weeks in, Eagle Owl, I'm telling you, Nakobe Dean and Zach Baun will be the best duo. I'd be like, are you drunk? Are you high? Are you crazy? Zach Baun and Nakobe Dean. Hell, you could have sold me on Nakobe Dean and Devin White, maybe. But this is the case. This is the reality. Nobody's playing better than these two. And the Kobe Dean great play is being overshadowed by Zach Baun because Zach Baun just been everywhere. Week 2 wasn't the best game for him, but week 1 and week 3, he's been getting better and better and better. That's the scary part about Zach Baun. But Nakobe Dean, man, I gotta give him some praise because I don't want Zach Baun and all these other guys, Brandon Graham and stuff like that, even Reed Blankenship overshadowing what Nakobe Dean's been doing. Kobe Dean's been stopping the run. He's he's been great. I will say that he's been great. Of course, pass coverage, got to work on that. But Nakobe Dean being that second ace, being that Robin, really fits him, and that's why I wanted to keep T.J. Edwards or Kaiser White the year we let both of them walk. So I'm like, I don't think Nakobe Dean is ready for that lead role just yet. Just have one of those veteran guys stay with him, and then Nakobe Dean probably could flourish. But of course we didn't. And a lot of questions came up about Nakobe Dean and Zach Baun from the grace of heavens come to the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's that true number one guy. And now Nakobe Dean can excel at his role, getting through those gaps, getting the running back. Like he was getting some clean hits on Alvin Kamara. Like him and Jordan Davis, that Georgia thing that we've been waiting for, it happened. So these two, man, are the best duo. You, of course, against Zach Baun, he can cover. He could come off the edge. We know he can hit the running back, but Kobe Dean has been playing too, man. But that's all I got for you guys today, and hopefully the Cowboys lose tonight. Yes, I'm shooting this video at night, and if they do, I'm definitely reacting to that. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel, man, about the news? Are these two the best duo, or am I tripping? Brandon Graham, do you think he could give it another year? And CJ Gardner Johnson slander, we just gotta chill a little bit on that. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.